In this channel, we bring you the freshest discussions taking place in Japan's online community.
Tesla, the leading American electric vehicle manufacturer, announced on the 2nd that its global sales for the January to March 2024 period fell below the previous year's figures for the first time in 4 years. This decline is attributed to the relentless low-price offensive from Chinese manufacturers and a decline in the U.S. market.
Good drives out evil. Blaming external factors is laughable. It just exposes the poor performance of American EVs. Chinese products' quality has been steadily improving, especially in audio equipment like speakers and amplifiers, sometimes surpassing Japanese or Western products in terms of cost performance. Unfortunately, I think there will be no turning back. Fundamentally, China's economic foundation is weakening. Products that can be solved with automation in manufacturing lines might manage. But those like cars that require human adjustment are challenging. It's amusing how they're blaming external causes. It just reveals the low performance of American EVs. They're doing the same thing as with home appliances. China doesn't understand capitalism, so they're destroying the market. China itself is on the decline. Chinese products, whether good or bad, are spreading worldwide. The steel industry is being dominated by Japanese manufacturers. The bonus time of selling at high prices for the performance is over. There are still subsidies and tax deductions. But what will happen in the future? EVs aren't circulating in the used car market, so people aren't replacing them easily. Just like smartphones, it's over once the battery deteriorates. If it becomes commoditized, they'll lose to China. Japanese manufacturers are struggling, but it's even tougher for Tesla, competing on the same stage. They'll probably start selling batteries separately at dirt-cheap prices eventually. In the history of automobiles, weren't electric vehicles faster than internal combustion engines? But considering what became popular, it seems electric vehicles are just not feasible. China's foolishness lies in thinking that the success stories of heavy industry, infrastructure, home appliances, and smartphones would apply to automobiles. It was evident to everyone that a society that treats cars as disposable couldn't be sustainable and healthy. Meanwhile, in the UK, Toyota's hybrid vehicles have taken the top 3 spots. The dream of widespread adoption of EVs has ended. BYD is struggling on its own. In other words, they just stopped selling. Europe tried to aim for a big win with rule changes. But China came in and it seems like it's going to fail. Wasn't the plan to make everything EVs by 2035? Will they move the goalposts again if it becomes inconvenient? The evolution of EVs is PHEVs, yet they're sticking with just EVs now. Taking a broader view, EVs are finished. Originally, the global EV market share was only about 19%, and competing within that was tough. Chinese EVs aren't selling that well either. The entire EV market is shrinking. BYD isn't selling much in Japan either. They're advertising, but I think it's futile. EVs that aren't cheap despite having fewer parts. It's doomed when they're entirely reliant on batteries anyway. Currently, EVs heavily rely on lithium for their batteries. So unless there's a new technological revolution that allows for cheap and large-scale extraction and refining of lithium, EVs won't get cheaper. If China secures dominance in EVs, the West might just kick out EVs altogether. Toyota might end up being the only winner. Everything is made in China. It's definitely fishy. There are already more companies breaking free from made in China due to the Great Chinese Recession. Elon doesn't seem too hopeful about autonomous driving anymore, since it's not something that can be fit into the current rules. Autonomous driving might become safer soon. Due to the rapid aging of the population, if you produce in China, all your technology will be copied. China's unbeatable strategy is to capture market share with low prices. According to mainstream media predictions, EV sales were supposed to remain stable this year. But Tesla's performance is worse than expected. Have people gotten tired of them? It's not about bending to China, it's that all EVs are just not good. EVs are ridiculously overpriced. They're nowhere near hybrids or gasoline cars in terms of value. Yet they're acting like they are. Chinese auto industry is currently in the midst of elimination. And it's said that less than half will survive. They needs to quickly consolidate to fewer than 10 companies. Even though NIO was doing battery swapping, they're entering with a different standard.
Did you find this video interesting? We'll keep bringing you fun topics from Japan's online community. Please subscribe to the channel and drop some comments.